Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 horror film The Djinn, a film that is written and directed by David Charbonnier and Justin Powell, and it stars Ezra Dewey and Rob Brownstein. Now this film follows Dylan, a young boy who it's evident as soon as the film starts that he's a mute. He lives with his father. He lost his mother some time ago. His father works at a local radio station as a DJ, so he works long shifts during the night. And while his dad goes off to a shift, his son discovers like an old book in a cupboard that talks about the Djinn. Now this Djinn can grant your wish if you can survive 1 hour in its presence. And if you can, and you can blow a candle out before the stroke of midnight, you will have your wish granted to you, but it will come at a price. So, what does this young boy wish for? Well, he wants his voice back. So he makes this wish, and then the film then becomes a cat and mouse between Dylan and this creature in his 2-bedroom apartment that essentially is trying to kill him. Right, what are my thoughts on the Djinn? Well, this is a low-budget horror film. It's been getting a lot of buzz by a lot of people. And a lot of people are fairly enjoying this film, it would seem, and I've seen some fairly positive reviews on it, so I thought I would give this one a go. And I have to say, I was in some ways super impressed with this film. I think the premise and the setting is excellent. The soundtrack is absolutely brilliant. I love the synth-heavy soundtrack. It was fantastic. The cast, well, we've got Ezra Dewey, who essentially is a young actor that has to carry this film, and boy does he carry this film. He gives a tremendously powerful performance as this young mute boy, and it's a unique film in a sense of it's one of the I can't think of another film that I've watched for a long time with less dialogue. There's very little dialogue in this film because he's mute and the Djinn's not particularly very chatty. So you've got these two people in this 2-bedroom apartment. It's like a battle of wills, basically. He's trying to outwit this creature to stay alive, and this creature has got a few, tricks up his sleeve, to try and get him to, come out of his hiding places and things like that. So it's actually pretty effective, and there are some genuinely effective scares in the film as well. I think it generates them scares really, really effectively at times, this film. However, the setting is also the biggest problem with the film, because it's a small 2-bedroom apartment and that's all you get in this film. So you're kind of getting a bit of a rinse and repeat sequence here. You get Dylan hiding, the Djinn kind of flushing him out of that hiding place, outwits the Djinn, goes to a new hiding place, rinse and repeat. And that's generally what we get through the runtime of this film, which is a bit of a shame. And it also begs the question, and I couldn't help thinking at times, how effective is this ancient creature at, killing, of finding its prey? Because we've got a 2-bedroom apartment here, a young frightened boy, and it is struggling to do its job. It's been doing for an eternity, and it's just not very effective at it. So you do start thinking that eventually this creature's a bit bloody useless, which is not great, because it does detract from the real positives here that are in this film. I loved the setup. I loved the performance here by Ezra Dewey. Very strong performance. Keep an eye on this actor. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. I really, really do. And some really effective, scary imagery going on. There's a couple of scenes where it certainly made me jump out of my seat almost. Very, very good. And because it's low budget as well, I thought the creature design was pretty good as well. But because of its low budget, they obviously couldn't put that on screen all the time. So you've got this Djinn creature that kind of shapeshifts into other people. I think it's other dead people. So you see it walking around the apartment, like it'll pick up from pictures and newspapers and things like that, and then it'll shapeshift into these people and walk around the apartment. But you never really got a sense of, okay, well, what is this creature's, other than shapeshifting, what are its tools, other than scaring the crap out of you, and, you know, trying to sneak up on you or trying to flush you out of hiding places. It didn't seem like it had, you know, many other, you know, skills in order for it to do its job effectively. So the longer the film goes on, the more you see these weaknesses in the sense of the film itself, which is a bit of a shame because I did enjoy the majority of it. I thought it was, you know, really nicely done and nicely and really effective at times. It's a shame, and as well the ending. I thought even though they landed the ending in a sense, it was the ending you kind of predicted, because what you see him reading through this book, you know, about the Djinn, and then you hear his dad's voice talking about the Djinn and things like that. So you're learning about it from him reading this book, and from the things he's saying when he's learning about this Djinn, you can kind of figure out where the ending's going to go, really. But it is still nicely done. It's a small independent horror film that deserves to be seen. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's pretty effective, but it has its limitations too. So that is my review for the Djinn. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I will be back with more reviews on the channel very, very soon.